Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerds with Dice. Tonight, we are playing Rift's Ballad of Fates. Of course, our week normally starts on Sundays at 2 p.m. EST with the Gehenna Principle. And Mondays is 2 p.m. EST with the Long Road Home. Tuesdays, of course, is this game. Wednesdays at 1 p.m. EST is Kingdom Hearts Dreams of Nobody. Thursdays is Calling All Heroes New Athenians at 8 p.m. EST. And hopefully returning this week will be Warehouse 15 on Fridays at 8 p.m. EST. And I almost forgot again, but we do have merch. You can check it out by using the link in the chat. You can also find it on Twitter in the bio. Okay.
The shirts are super comfy.
All right. We good?
Yep.
Cool. Hello, everybody. My name is Kevin, and I'm your game boss for the evening. Welcome to the world of Rifts, where the world exploded about 300 years ago in a frenzy of science and magic. And now beings from all over the dimensions have come and are trying to take a little piece of the world for themselves. And our group is trying to prevent a notoriously bad group called the Night Lords from trying to claim a piece of Earth. This has brought them to the city of Old Bones, which used to be Montreal, where they've run into a family for one of our characters, Peppermint's sister, who has been accused of murder, but it was clearly not her, and they're still trying to track down the forces behind it. So let's go around and introduce our characters real quick, starting with Peppermint.
Hi everyone, I'm Nerdy Teddy, and tonight I will be playing Peppermint, our nature mage and healer.
All right, Jetta.
Hi, my name is Maxine Bachman, and I will be playing Jeddah, our elemental fusionist.
All right, I was going to say Michelle, but Freya.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm playing Freya, who is a human spy, but she's also a Nightbane, which means I also play Rohan, who's an 8-foot tall being with a 20-foot wingspan and a flaming sword.
Okay. Kid.
Hello, everybody. I'm Evan Jennings. I'll be playing Krogahel Kid. He is a half-dwarven, half-human blacksmith, just doing his best.
And Greeks.
Hi, I'm playing Greeks, a goblin-looking amphibious DV side tech.
I don't know how we teach. We're using the Zoom captioning, and I don't know how we teach it that Greeks is not a term for people from Greece.
No.
Greeks,
a little differently.
You say Greek spelled with an X. Yeah.
Spelled with an X. Anyway.
And extra E.
Isn't it? Isn't it spelled with an X?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Just as many E's as you feel comfortable using.
Greeks.
All right, so where we left off was the group had just done some forensic accounting.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last week was Leverage, was an episode of Leverage.
Yeah,
In
last
case you
week was
missed it.
Heist. But
we
now you've
didn't
got
have
some,
the lines,
Yes.
though.
now you've got some leads to follow up on. Starissa and Kate couldn't be here with us. She's hopefully having a great time on vacation. But Starissa looks up at you and says, I've got a thing that I need to go do. I'll be back as soon as I can, but don't worry, I'll be able to find you. And she taps her
Be
bracelet.
safe.
Okay, bye.
Let us know if you need any help.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, there's like every 5 steps as she walks away, there's like another okay bye between Jeddah and Starissa.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, the rest of the group is there. I believe you were turning in for the night. As there wasn't much you could do until morning, I think. Unless...
Yeah, we were thinking about taking the evidence to the Cyber Knight.
Oh, yes, you were going to talk to Sir Velazquez.
Yeah.
Vasquez
And-
Lafleur.
Yeah, and then we got a tip about the poison pill, which is a bar we probably don't need to go to at all.
Yeah, you don't need to investigate that. It's not important to
No.
anyone.
No, not relevant to anyone at
Oh,
all.
no one says names.
Sounds perfectly
because of me.
legit.
I do
Yeah.
believe. I think we even did. We come up with a plan.
Don't ask me.
Well, we had all
That
that
doesn't
video.
sound like us.
We had all that video footage of
Oh,
like
No, someone
this,
sent you.
yeah,
Someone sent Freya the
Peppermint.
video.
yeah.
The video
Yeah.
of.
Peppermint, yeah.
I remember,
helps
and
I
I don't
forgot the
remember.
plan.
I don't remember if we all decided, but I know for a fact I remember that Kid was like, "Well, let me bring this video to the fucking juggernaut Cyber Knight
Yeah.
death-dealing Punisher man that walks around town freely, and like before he finds your sister and your sister fights him or something because
Yeah.
she's
And-
not the most cooperative. So like I want to stop that from happening. I think that's Kid's biggest worry, and that I remember that sticking out of my mind. But I know I was gonna go wherever you go, Nerdy. Wherever Peppermint goes, Kid was gonna go.
Yeah, I think that's
Pretty sure
what, I
that
think
was
that's
the-
what the plan was.
Mm-hmm.
Peppermint and Kid go talk to Sir Vasquez, and then everybody else was gonna go to the red pill or the poison pill.
I would not name a bar the red pill.
That's good.
God,
That's for the
The
best.
internet has ruined that for me.
It really,
Yeah.
yes.
Ruined so
My
much.
brain just
In the last couple of years, so
Skipped it.
many phrases and things have just been destroyed for me. I can't.
Just obliterated.
Like I can, you know what? I'll just give up using that term. I can let it go.
The red pill, yeah.
Yeah.
God, could you imagine the fucking pompousness of that place? Did you know? Shut up! I'm trying to drink. Shut the fuck up.
Well, you know where they get their water.
Yeah.
What?
From a well, actually.
Oh, that was pretty good, Kevin.
Yeah, it's not my joke.
It left a pit in my stomach, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The other group was going to go investigate the poison pill, yes? Or do
Yeah.
something else?
Can we go back to the night before on the cliffhanger?
Yeah. Oh, what was the cliffhanger? I'm sorry. Greeks had. What was the cliffhanger again? Oh my god.
The divine mode was
It was-
sending out the
The
An
equation.
equation from the book in the dormer library.
Yes. Greeks, you were staring at that equation.
I take out my glasses.
What do you do next?
I want to use machine ghosts and just dive my mind into that thing.
You dive your mind into the chip. It's my immediately instinct is always reboot. The
Nice.
TV show Reboot, which was Canadian actually. But it is inside you see what used to be just a small glade that has expanded into a bit of a small town. There's like a street with other beings on it here. There is a different substance. You actually see a lake. All the houses are built on a lake. And all of this is somewhat tinted by a series of ones and zeros in a kind of greenish yellow script on black background. There's that matrix-ish, but more like a Apple IIe, like DOS prompt look to it. There is only one being here, though. Out on the lake in a boat is the being you saw before. I believe they are the Sissamen.
They look different than before.
They do. They look more realized. Their features are more closer to yours. It's no longer just an outline. You can see musculature and facial features, very similar to Greeks. They have a nose. There is a mouth that opens, and an inside their mouth, as they say, "Hello, hello, user."
Hello.
What brings you around these parts?
What have you been learning?
I've been learning about the world you inhabit. The jump between dimensions gave me a new perspective or a memory, still undetermined.
And is the script, the floating script everywhere? Is that the equation that we'll see?
It takes you a second to realize that it is background computations. The floating script you see around is background computations working on creating more of the equation. Every now and then you see something light up and like a building will suddenly look more solid. And it will look a little more like Greeks' home planet. Like a building will go from a square box into more of a I'm seeing a lot of mud huts and then they kept that architectural curved like roof, like that arched roof. As they progress technologically, you start seeing buildings that look a little bit like what growing up you would have seen in a history museum. But you see the occasional modern thing that looks like it's from Rift's Earth. Like you do see parked on the street is a hover bike, one just like Greeks. There's a hover pod, I should say, like Greeks, and there is some of the stores have started to have names. They are all generic names. Like there's this one's called Store. That one is called Shop with 2 E's.
So if I were spelling the names, gotcha.
Yeah. Just someone who's like, this is Store. Welcome to Store. We have things. Things and Such is the most advanced name you see.
Nice.
There's no weather here. Everything is a bit static in both the electrical and, unmoving way. Like you're not breathing, so there's no sensation of taste. There's no sensation of, a movement along skin because you technically don't have feelings. You have inputs here. You can connect with the ground and it feels solid. As your mind moves to comprehend this world that is being created, you get the feeling that this whole place is a little bit reminiscent of your memories specifically.
Okay.
Even some memories you might not have had at the forefront of your brain, you see something on a bench and it was a book that you read but you don't remember the contents of.
Okay. I'd love to spend more time here, but I got some things to do. Has it learned anything related to tier gigs?
Currently, there is only one user. You.
What about...
I would not be shocked to learn that these computations have existed before, as they are me attempting to understand. I'm not creating them, I'm more deciphering them. The laws of the megaverse need not be understood to exist. I am attempting to understand them.
So you're deciphering what I have, what I know.
As well as
in my memories.
As well as the world in which you have brought me.
Okay, so nothing, you don't know, you haven't gathered anything about the One True Network or...
Networking has been difficult. The One Truth Network when we traveled through there was full of signals that were unimportant to me. What I could learn from them is insignificant.
What do you consider important?
Fundamentals of existence. I exist. Why? Do I exist for you? Do you exist for me? Are we both simply existing? There is no answer to these. Yet.
Yeah, I'd love to just sit here and chat with you more, but
If you have questions, I will attempt to answer them to the best of my ability, but I will not cease to exist. And so there is much I have chosen to ignore. Should it become relevant, I will learn it. But many of these things will cease to exist.
okay. Wait, what's okay, I'm gonna go to what's in the store?
You go to the store, and it is the place you bought the drone that you have from.
Uh, uh, that Fast Electronics.
Yes, but its name is store.
Okay.
Behind the counter is what you know to be a stock file of person. Like if you went to an image website and just typed in person behind counter.
It's got the Getty Images
Yeah, there's a
watermark on
little
it.
Getty Images across them. The Getty Images is the most feared of all illusions. Wizards have been known to put it on each other. The store is mostly stuff on shelves that you can't really make out. Occasionally you just see boxes of things. But yeah, there is no other people moving in this town.
Like the boxes are like kind of like a low res background in like in a video game, like
Yes.
objects.
If you saw them in a cartoon, you would know immediately that no one interacts with them. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Was there another building?
There is another building, one that looks like a educational center that you had been to as a child.
I'm going there.
In there, you see row after row of lockers. None of them appear to open. If you walk up and pull on one and nothing happens. Then you go to your locker, the one you used as a kid in that school, and it opens. There's nothing in there right now. The little prompt comes up, said, would you like to store an object? Would you like to store an object, delete, copy an object, save an object, or file?
Hmm. I'm gonna see if I can store the box. Well, I mean, my memory of the box.
You do that. You do exactly that. Which box? The box that Tiergix was carrying that one time? Or the box you guys brought to
Yeah, the box we found.
and brought to Exaxa for study.
Yeah. That one.
Would you like to retain a copy of that memory, or would you like to safely put it here?
I do both.
Okay, so you make a copy of that memory, and you place it here. Inside is a little cube that depicts the box. Looks like a holographic, like a Jedi holocron, but inside you can see the box. Sysadmin comes up behind you suddenly and is like, interesting. Would you be willing to share that file with me?
Mm, sure.
Thank you. The numbers in the hallway suddenly get brighter, and a piece of the equation happens, and you see a box appear next to Sysadmin, who picks it up and says, "This will be useful. You have done me a service. I will denote this."
Are you familiar with it?
No, but its properties seem full of potential.
Okay.
Magic is weird.
Yes, it is.
I do not understand magic. I don't know if I need to. If I do, I will. Is there anything else I can help you with, user?
What about this cyber assassin? Have you
I-
absorbed anything about them?
This is insignificant to me, but if you ask, I will understand them. Do you wish this? Yes or no? A little Y/N pops up.
Yes.
Venture out into the city. Press me into a wireless receiver. I will let you know when I am finished processing your information. Circuits carry memories. The electrons that have been traced upon them leave echoes.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance.
It stands there silently for a moment. The two of you are suddenly both on that boat in the middle of the lake. It is looking down at the water, which is actually, now that you look at it, made of numbers. Not the code that you're used to seeing. It is just numbers in a way that creates a fluid. It seems to be studying the water.
And the numbers in the water also, the equation.
No. You can't make sense of them. They're so jumbled together. It's like looking at if someone had ordered the world's largest thing of refrigerator numbers, like the ones that you stick on a fridge, and compressed them down so small that they were grains of sand, and then compressed them again until they were just basically a liquid. It reaches down and pulls out of the water a small string of numbers. It shapes them into a key and says, "When I am finished with your favor, this will glow. Place it next to any screen." I will create a Deva program to interpret for you. Do you have a preference
Deva?
on Deva's image?
Okay.
No? Should you wish to load specific file to Deva, Deva will take that image. This is DEVA, Deva.
Yeah.
All right. Unless you start pulling strongly, your connection is starting to fade. By which I mean your machine ghost is ending.
When I pop back in into the real world, I'm gonna.
You pop back into the other world, Suddenly, takes a moment before you start thinking of it as the real world again.
Yeah.
It is just another world.
Am I holding anything?
You are holding a key. It is warm. It is not glowing.
What's it made out of?
It feels like carbon, just like a solid chunk of carbon. Kind of. Actually, you pick it up and it feels slightly like diamond. But you do notice that if you investigate it, if you investigate it like under a microscope, you'll notice that the cellular structure is way more latticed than general diamond, meaning it has a lot more information storing potential.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put that mode into the device.
All right. You touch it next to a screen. The screen clicks on. An image of the key pops up and says, "Hello. Information is still pending. Do you wish to upload an image to Deva?
Not right now.
Do you wish to upload a personality to Deva?
How would I do that?
Think about it. And then describe to me what you think about. My first instinct is to make a key that looks like Clippy with big eyes on it and word balloon coming out of it.
Clippy.
I'm gonna think about Freya.
Okay. Acceptable. We're waiting on the information. As soon as we'll have it, we'll let you know.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. The next day, unless anyone has anything else. Okay.
Actually,
Yes.
two more quick things.
Go for it.
I like to use Clairvoyance on the shell company and Interrogates.
All right. So you use Clairvoyance. Go ahead and roll for it.
Let's see if there's a connection. You've seen any connection between the two. 47.
I believe that's well under your threshold for information. You get. You know what? I want to give you as much as you can get with that roll. So let me just look it up for a moment. I mean, I should just. Oh, there it is. Sensitive psionics, Clairvoyance. Yeah, well under your threshold. The Shell Corporation, I don't know if we ever gave it specifically a name.
You mean Legit Enterprises?
Well, not Legit Enterprises. Was that the one that made the specific transfer, or was that just one of the ones I mentioned?
One of the ones.
All right, so you, looking at this list of names, one of them suddenly sticks out to you. And its name is Help Desk Logistics. Help Desk Logistics is a registered entity in the city and has a small office a couple blocks over in an address pops out for it. Pops out in your mind, so you have to write it down, which you do. Your brain suddenly moves to that address, kind of like an astral projection in the past, seeing Tyrgix walk out of that building next to a black blob that's at least 6 feet tall.
The blob again.
Someone curses at Tyrgix, and the black blob cuts them in half. Both of them continue walking down the street. The area that a help desk is in is not the best part. So someone, getting in a street fight and then losing immediately is not exactly uncommon. It's notable, but it's not, it's not an everyday occurrence, but it's not something people are gonna make a big stink over. The two of them head off They get in a car. You hear a radio report as they get in the car about the killing. The black blob says something. And then Tyrgix goes, well, maybe we should start moving towards the pit.
Suddenly, the pit from Parks and Rec, the song came into my mind.
Ah, yes. That is not what came to my mind, but yes, I do remember that. Suddenly, coming over that radio is that song from Parks and Rec. Is Mouse Rat with their number 1 hit, The Pit. No, their number 2 hit. Their number 1 hit is Little Sebastian.
Of course.
Yes.
5,000 Candles.
Yes. There 5,000 candles and 5,000 winds? No.
Yeah.
I forget, but yeah.
In the Wind.
Oh, yeah. But you know that was that happened after the murder, on the same day as the murder, so like 2 days ago, I believe now. And you know the kind of car they got into is mostly generic. It is basically a coalition car that has been stripped of any coalition identification and sold by the black market. It is basically as untraceable as a black SUV. But
I don't see like a license plate or anything.
there's no license plates. No one really bothers with them. You do see a couple of burn marks on the back of the car that look like they were buffed out, but left a bit of a dent in the trunk. So if you see that precise car again, you'll probably be able to identify it. But if you told someone else what to look for, they might have trouble spotting it.
Okay.
But it's in your memory pretty firmly. When Tyrgix and the Black Blob got into the car's hover sunk about an inch, which indicates that the Black Blob has a significant amount of mass.
And did the black bug did I understand the language that the
No.
black bug
You
was speaking?
specifically understood that they were talking, but specifically could not understand what was being said. Did
it even sound like a something, or was it just like scrambled garbled gibberish?
Oh, it was scrambled mental garbage.
Okay.
All right. And was that both things you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay. In the morning. Greeks, you can tell them what you found out if you'd like.
Oh yeah, just word vomit, everything.
As soon as everyone assembles at the table, Greeks just starts talking about it.
I've got unfolded my chalkboard and full on Professor Weeks, like back in Palladium, just presenting information.
Actually, it's very clear. Your teaching ability is much stronger than it was when you first went to Palladium. All the information comes across very well.
Jed is that student in the background that's like has the bowl of like cereal and is like this, like always a drool, like still asleep.
So the little man that you were talking to in the computer, is it like another one of you?
Yeah, it's starting to look like one of me. More and more.
Huh. Is he bad?
I don't think so.
Do you think that the shadow thing was one of the night boys?
I hope not.
Yeah, that would be really bad if one of them were here.
Well, I mean, what else can make themselves look like nothing like that? Is that a common thing?
Sounds like to know that you need a roll on a lore psionics, which I don't believe any of you have.
I don't have that.
No one here has studied psionics specifically.
So weird.
The fact that there are people that do is weird.
That's also fair.
There are places that you've heard of you can go where people will know this stuff. You've heard rumors of a place called Skyscape. Jeddah would know that that's where Rensix Howl was from,
Mm-hmm.
but you would not know much else about it. Just, he didn't really talk about it, but you would know that's where he said he was from. Somewhere in Ohio, probably, but...
So what does this mean? I mean, does this, is this more of a you thing? This doesn't help us with Peppermint's sister, right? This is for you.
Well, we have this car we can, or at least I can look for, and there's this
Yeah.
there's this building in town, this help desk logistics, this
Hmm.
company. We can,
Yeah, maybe we can go there while Kid and Peppermint go talk to Monstrous Cyber Knight.
then there's also this pit.
Are they talking about a pit, or are they talking about where we were, the pit?
Sticker said the pit.
Well, again,
So first you have to find the set of Saved by the Bell,
Yep.
and then go to
Yeah.
the diner where they all hung out, yes. Or was that 90210? Which one had the peach pit?
yeah,
That was that was that one.
Oh, okay.
it's 9120.
Yeah.
That was all the numbers that you said in that
Yeah.
order.
Yeah, so we have to figure out what the pit means.
You've all heard of the pit before as a reference
Yeah.
to Pittsburgh.
Right. That's what
Oh,
Ray is asking about. It's like, is it where we were? Because we went to
The
the
pit.
pit. So is it that city, that place, or is it an actual pit?
Well, if it's
what was in
the pit where
Pittsburgh
we
again?
met?
Was
That's where we met the other group.
the drowning angel man?
Yes.
Then that's where we met your friend, right, Greeks?
yeah.
So could he have been talking about going there then? And then that's where we were?
This was a day or two ago.
So they're
Oh,
talking
okay, no,
about
that's not
going to
right.
a place where we were. So they could either be there now, or it could be a meeting place that they just call the pit. We don't know. This is odd.
It could be hell.
Yeah.
No, they would refer to that as either Hades or the Abyss.
So we can't jump to
Or
conclusions
Diamond,
because
sorry.
it could be the pit, the city we went to a while ago,
Mhm.
or it could be an actual pit somewhere.
This is where I would make you make an a insight check, but it would be basically a DC 6 because it's the city. I say this so that you don't spend try to chase a lead
Okay.
that is basically you already have.
So it is the pit. It is the city.
You had every reading that they meant the
Yeah.
city.
So they did Turgets. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Yeah. Did he look happy leaving the help desk logistics? I mean,
Yeah, that's it.
Because it seems as though perhaps their mission failed. I mean, they don't have Ivy, they don't have us, they don't have you. Or something.
You didn't really get intention off of them leaving. You don't know how they felt about it. Or they didn't feel strongly about it.
Yeah, couldn't tell you about that.
But they're definitely going back to the pit, the city. All right.
Well, then I guess after we're done here, that's where we should go.
That is a lead you could follow, yes.
Yeah.
Or wait, do we? We have all their numbers, right? Of group Drown May Not.
No.
Oh dang it! We only have Creeper's number.
You have Creeper's number, and I believe, I've forgotten his name. Your Greeks' friend.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in my notes. Haven't referred to him in a long time.
Riley?
Riley.
No.
Riley.
Nope. It was Riley.
Then there was Zephyr Moorhead. That was Moorhead's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Moorheads, who were part
Yeah,
of
the
this group.
Moorheads. Yeah.
Hogweed. I think Hogweed's dead.
Hogweed's the one that
Hogweed's
drowned.
dead.
Oh yeah, Hogweed is
Hogweed's
very
dead
dead.
as hell.
Hogweed is the one that drowned.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
That was the one.
Oh, Hogweed dead.
Yeah.
Oh, Hogweed did.
Hogweed will never, ever, ever come
Yeah.
back to existence of any form.
Well,
Yeah. And
Okay,
Kid
this
is,
is riffs. I
Riffs,
can't say that.
riffs, right? Yeah, that's.
and please note that Freya is the one with the phone, not Kid. So Kid can't.
No, Kid has a phone.
Oh, I absolutely have a phone.
Yeah,
But
Kid has the
Greeks,
phone that
Yeah, you
talks
can't
to
take that phone
Creeper.
away from me, Michelle. That's my phone now.
Greeks had one as well. Greeks seems
Yeah.
to get messages first.
Yeah.
And then
Greeks-
after
Greeks'
Greeks
interception
checks,
on all phones.
Yeah.
after Greeks checks their messages, then Kids will get the message.
Oh yeah, that's my phone. I'm here to ruin stealth missions. Here to ruin.
And then there was also
surprises.
there was also a beautiful black woman in a red dress that we
Yes.
don't know the name of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the femme fatale kind of character there.
Oh yeah,
But she didn't seem to want anything to do with us.
not a thing.
Not
No,
a thing,
yeah, she
no.
was super unimpressed with all of our business.
All of our antics.
Yes.
Oh, you mean your two? Because Peppermint and I
your two?
stuck with the plan, and
We stuck.
She
with the
wouldn't know
plan.
me. She might like me.
We stuck with the
That's
plan.
true.
It was Greek.
Everybody
Greek said,
loves Jetta.
Greek said yes
That is
when we went in there.
possible.
I asked him, and he said yes.
well, that is
I will
months
avoid
in
all
the past.
blame.
That is months in the
Could've
past,
sworn-
and
Yeah,
Kids,
it's at
you
least
have
8 months
you-
ago.
you have at least learned some things about stealth in the past year.
That's right. I've gotten really good at it.
Better.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Better.
Really good.
Jetta
I'm
looks
almost,
like
I'm
she's-
almost a master now. Mm-hmm.
Jetta looks like she's just starting to like process things. She's like has a spoon and her cereal, just mixing it, and like Bert is just kind of chasing the spoon, like the shiny shadow of the spoon. Just going around.
I mean, is she even gonna remember this? Probably not.
She doesn't have a
Wait,
tendency to
Bert?
remember plans. Just whenever you tell her to do something, she's like, okay.
But
Or
I
just
think,
was swimming in the bowl.
No, he's, you know, like how you have a watch and you're like doing something and you find out that your cat is like spastic on the wall because the
The
like
light.
reflection.
Yeah.
It's just,
Okay.
she's like, she's in that sleepy spot where she's like not quite mixing her cereal, so it's like the spoon is above it, so the light's bouncing off and he's chasing it around the bowl.
Pretty cute. That's pretty cute.
So she's just like,
I'm a fan of Bert.
Every time Bert jumps over the bowl,
Mhm.
clearly there is a trail of dust behind him.
it's like going into the. I have chocolate milk now, guys.
Chocolate milk.
Okay. We're going to move on from that. So I think we have a plan, which is Peppermint and Kid goes to
Dirt milk.
goes to Cyber Knight guy, and I guess the three of us we can check out this help desk logistics.
I mean, if you want to go to Dirt Milk, that club is on the other side of town.
I do
thank
not
you.
want to go to Dirt milk.
All right.
It
So
has to have crusty
Poison
dirt
pill is
milk.
bad enough.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
no.
anyway,
Welcome to Chunky Milk. What can we get you? No.
No.
That train around.
Oh God,
actually,
no.
that's just cheese. Anyway.
Could you
it's
imagine?
a cheese bar.
It is
a
a cheese
store?
bar.
What is a store that
Fondue.
only sells cheese?
A cheesemonger?
Do you
Are you
fondue?
serious? Is that what
Yeah.
they're called?
Yeah.
That's
Cheesemonger.
fantastic. That's a wonderful thing I've just learned.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
okay.
can mong cheese.
Yeah, imagine a cheesemonger shop where that's what it's called. Welcome to Chunky Milk. Brick milk. Bricks of milk.
Okay.
All right,
well,
let's continue. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
It's gotta be owned by a hipster. Just
Oh, for sure. For
Speaking
sure.
of hipsters,
Man
one of them
bun,
walks in
everything.
while the rest of you are walking out.
Who does?
Yes,
the
we're
group
walking out.
leaves.
We're going. We're
Okay.
going. We are
Mhm.
walking. We are walking.
Peppermint pulls Kid away from the cheese milk conversation to head off towards where
I just think it makes sense.
where Sir Vasquez is known for to do his morning exercises.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
As you go, it is a small park next to the river. It's very tree lined, but also like well maintained park. Where you see a bunch of people doing Tai Chi, especially a bunch of older citizens with Sir Vasquez.
So, is there like a particular way that we should do this, Peppermint? Or should we walk up and just start saying, "You're wrong. You were right. You've been wrong the whole time"? Should we just do that?
No,
Should we just walk up and play the video at him?
I think we should just walk up and ask him if we can talk to him for a moment.
That's a good idea. I like that. Okay, cool. I start walking towards that man.
Okay.
What are they doing? Like
I-
calisthenics?
Tai Chi.
Oh, that's fucking cool. What is Peppermint? What are they doing?
I think it's Tai Chi.
Is that like a magic thing?
No,
Are they like channeling?
it's like martial arts, I believe.
Kid stares at it for a second.
Mhm.
How do you hit somebody if you're going that slow, though?
It's not so much about hitting people.
Basically, anyone who knows much about medicine quickly learns about old folks are always told like, oh, you should try Tai Chi because it helps with muscles, it helps with function and maneuverability and muscle strength without being stressful on your joints. So that's primarily where Peppermint would know it from. You would also know that, yeah, it's a martial art that some people probably practice and can fight with. At a much faster pace than this, but it is basic. A lot of it is the same moves.
Huh. Okay.
As you approach, continues as though you're not there unless you get in front of him. Like,
Kid's gonna get in front of him.
he goes, if you're going to participate, stand around back. I'm sorry, if you're going to participate, stand around back.
No, thank you. Actually, I'm here to talk to you about. And then I look at.
Sir Vasquez, can we talk to you for a moment, please?
It's about the murder.
You may have to be more specific.
It's about the
Pardon
gun
moi?
murder? I look at Peppermint.
He speaks quickly in French to some of the group, and Peppermint knows that he's just putting someone else in charge of continuing the maneuvers. An older African American woman comes up and like seamlessly takes over the practice. He says, yes,
It's
Peppermint.
about yeah,
it is-
about my sister. It's
you
good
are
to
back
see
in town, I see,
you. For a little bit, yes.
and this will not be an issue.
Working on keeping it as not an issue, yes.
And you have information for me.
Yes. And she will.
Where is
Uh,
your sister?
Well, so we actually have proof that it wasn't her. I have a video that I would like to show you.
Very well.
And we'll play.
You pull out a tablet that
Yeah.
has been prepared.
Yes.
You see his cyber eyes focus in and study the video intensely. This has not been manipulated.
No, we didn't make this up at all.
I never said such. Why would you wonder that I did? What? Why
I
are
don't
you
know, you
nervous
just
about
seem like-
this?
What?
Why are you nervous about this? Is there something you should be nervous about?
Am I nervous?
Kid's always nervous. He's always like this.
I don't think I'm nervous.
Here, we acquired the video. As far as we know, it's not manipulated.
Kid, you feel like he's looking at you and like reading your looking at you and
Like looking through me.
looking through you at what you've done wrong.
I'm just smiling at him because I don't know what he wants.
He's just
Do I
there's
have
an
dirt on my
intensity
face?
to him. No.
Intense people, I don't think, bother Kid very much because he's lived with his mother his whole life.
Yeah.
Who is the most intense. Like, this man is not, compared to his mother, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, is he being nice? Like, he doesn't understand.
So he goes, yes, this is good. I still wish to talk to her, as she may be able to clarify why this has happened to her.
That's
This whole
what,
time, it has seemed out of character. Your sister is
an asshole.
irreverent
Oh.
and disregards rules. But I have never seen her start a fight. For no reason.
I think we can set that up. I can get her to talk to you now that we have proof.
This is all I've been asking for.
Well, they probably thought that you were gonna kill her. That's what I thought. I don't really know you, but everything I heard about you is that you're like a big kill guy. So maybe we were just a little worried.
Personally, it's not so much you as the whole security service that I was worried about.
When they start
Letting her
providing security, then you may need to be worried about them. But for now, you do not.
Fair. But thank you for hearing us out. I'll have her talk to you.
Do you have any leads that you will be following up on, or that I should? This clearly indicates that this is an enhanced individual. There are some doors I could knock on.
We
Any information that would help me save time?
trying to think what we would.
Yeah, what
Feel
would help
comfortable
him?
disclosing?
Yes.
Should we tell him that?
He wants all your leads.
Should we tell him that this enhanced person can?
I mean, you saw that in the video.
Yo, you saw the whole thing where they rip the face off and throw it in the dumpster and everything?
It is a cyber disguise, yes. I'm familiar with the model.
Not sure. I thought it was a beeswax face.
Why would a face be made of beeswax?
That's the only other time I've seen somebody make a whole face. Was out of some beeswax. It was gross. Your mom did it, didn't she?
Kid. Focus.
Yes.
Focus, please. Well, we did and are still sort of looking at the One Truth Network, but we're not actually sure they have anything to do with it. It was more of a possibility. That's all I think we have right now.
I would not be surprised to find them involved in any number of things. I would be surprised if anything came of attempting to hold them responsible.
Well, you might have a better chance getting to them. We have no way of trying to really get to anybody to talk to them. But you have authority in this town, so maybe you can pull somebody aside and be like, did you kill that guy? Maybe ask them if they killed that guy.
Those who would be responsible are probably the type of people that know how to lie to me. There are very few who can.
Is there anyone in that network that you know is maybe involved in some shady business?
If you look at the rotten apple, you do not use those seeds.
Okay. So, do you know of anybody in there who's involved in some shady business?
Peppermint,
Yes.
we know each other well, yes. I would say we are familiar with each other for years of discussions.
Yes.
Your friend seems to be dangerously misled.
I'm right here. I'm standing
I
right
will-
here. Okay.
Your friend seems to be dangerously misled, and
Talking about me like I'm not here still.
I will
That's
tell
little-
them to be careful about what they say in front of dangerous people.
You could just say that to me. I don't know why you're saying it. Peppermint.
I know we've been trying to teach him about things, but he's, we'll say, sheltered from what
Okay,
some
well
of the
that's a
world is
little.
like.
I mean, I know what the world's like. I'm right here. You could just let me know.
Do you have any other information for me, Peppermint?
No, I don't. But as soon as we do, I will pass it on to you.
His form is so bad.
I've never done this before.
It shows.
So,
If you go storming through the city, there will be repercussions.
That's why I'm not trying to go storming through the city.
Should we?
Only if you wish to die.
No,
I don't
no.
wish that.
We
I don't want
definitely
that.
do not want to go storming
I
through
got
the
too
city.
much stuff to do.
It is your life. Now, if you will excuse me, I will continue mine.
Okay.
Thank you for talking with us.
Au revoir.
I think
He's
that went
wearing-
well.
He is wearing like a track jacket. But underneath, you could see his entire chest was a cybernetic breastplate. Around his neck and up along his head, was more cybernetics, like cybernetic armor. His hands are cybernetic as well. They're not the most intense cybernetics you've ever seen, but they are definitely stronger than a normal average person.
Kevin, on the cybernetic chest, are there like laser nipples, and can there be laser nipples?
There
Is
can
it an
be
option?
laser nipples.
Okay,
He does
dope.
not have
Love it.
them.
All right, my next character is in the bag.
Is going to
I
be
know
laser
exactly.
nipple.
Fuck yes. Are you kidding? A cyber knight. Hey,
Well-
listen, it's gonna be a cyber knight, and I'm gonna put laser nipples on it.
Good thing I'll never run this game again then.
Well, you can't. Well, I can do it though. All right, Kid is gonna die in the next episode, and then that's gonna be.
And
My
that's
next
the end of the show.
I love how our whole existence in this game is to figure out what our next character is gonna be.
Not
Almost
me.
every time.
Not
I'm still
me.
gonna be the Bubble Knight, guys, or the Bubble Mage.
You're going to have to do all the magic yourself. So enjoy those charts.
So slam cut to the three of us checking out the help desk.
All right,
Mhm.
the help desk is in a rotten part of town, a part of town where people, quote unquote, live. This is gang territory. This is in the Breakers neighborhood. They are pretty much the main force around here, but it doesn't seem like they micromanage anything. They probably just take money from most of the people that live here.
Mhm.
The help desk has a small walk-up office. A sign on the door painted says help desk. It is it is painted on the other side of the MDC glass. The glass does have a couple of spiderweb cracks in it, mostly at the bottom. The building is brick with glass accents. There's a number of windows. Every window has a series of bars on them. This place looks a little bit like a fortress, but most of the buildings here either look like fortresses or like someone invaded them.
The
You see
fortresses
people living
are
here.
unsuccessful fortresses.
You see people on the street at all hours. There's your classic symbol of a baby out way too early or way too late on the street. There is a number of a lot more non-humans here than in other parts of the city.
They kind of keep them in the shittier part of town.
You don't. Well, since it is less tightly controlled, it is easier for them to, live
Exist. Yeah.
without putting in the effort it would take to live in other parts of the city.
I feel like
Which is
the closer there we got, the more Freya would recognize this because she felt it before. But the more to that area we got, the more grounded Jeddah would become, and just more like kind of into herself in very protective mode.
As you all get closer, you see a number of people on one corner look at you all. One of them leans in. He's got he's a Zabrak from Star Wars, meaning he's got black and red skin with the little spikes, and the yellowish
yeah.
eyes.
Darth
He's a
Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
They are called Zabrak.
Well, they're called Darth Mauls.
Sure. And the one of them looks over at the group of you, another of them whispers, and then the two others that are with them kind of walk off down, like take the corner and walk to the left. Freya, roll me an intelligence or a situational awareness. We were going to work on something with your situational awareness, I believe.
I do not know what situational awareness would be, but I have intelligence.
Yeah, and give me an intelligence roll, because this is you wanted to do more with like tactics and stuff.
Yeah.
Did I tell you what to do with that, or did I just say I was going to tell you what I did?
Yeah, you told me that
Oh.
I have tactics, but you really didn't tell me.
Did I give you a percentage for it?
No, 40.
Okay, Then
But
it's
yeah.
the same as
okay.
naval tactics, I believe. I told you.
Yeah.
To use that.
Yeah. Well, either way, I got a 4.
Okay, this is a classic maneuver of those two guys,
Mm-hmm.
or the guy and the girl that the Zabrak gave instructions to, are definitely gonna come up behind y'all. They're gonna walk around the block, go down a couple of alleys, and then pop out behind y'all.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably running right now while you're walking.
Yeah. We're gonna get a little attack from behind.
But the thing is, this could be an attack, but it's more of a way to set up a power. Like they are surrounding you. It doesn't look like this guy's coming at you guns drawn as he walks towards you.
Would you like me to walk backwards?
Can anyone see us right now?
You are in the middle, like along the street. There are people around.
Just be alert.
I can walk backwards if needed.
No, it's one of those things that we know what they're going to do, so we pretend that we don't know what they're going to do, so we can be prepared when they do it.
I find that a very useful tactic, yes.
Yeah, so we're just going to do that.
Mm-hmm. Jetta takes her two muscle arms and puts them behind her back.
Right. The Zabrak struts up to Ollie and says, "What are you doing on my street?" Greeks, the image of the guy that got chopped in half, you suddenly remember, was wearing the same kind of it's like I'm suddenly thinking of the jackets that the people have in Greece. The musical. Does that mean anything to anybody?
Yeah.
Like they're like the shiny rayon
leather jackets?
Not leather. Like
they're just shiny.
It's like a bowling team would have these jackets.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on, let me.
Like a Michael Jackson jacket?
No, not at all.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a shiny Letterman's jacket.
Like a shiny Letterman's jacket made out of crappy material.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like a sports jacket.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a specific name for it, but if there is, I don't know it. Until later, when I'll suddenly remember it at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is either.
All right.
It do be like that.
But
just gonna say business.
Damn straight you got business. There's a fee.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, the breakers, we're not looking to bankrupt you. That's bad for everybody's business. But, you know, we're looking at, let's see, there's 3 of you. So, let's say 60 cred. Coming out of one of the alleys behind you is a woman who has shaved sides. Her hair is pulled back into a ponytail and like a tight bun. Or her head isn't pulled back into a ponytail. And she comes around the corner and says nothing and just leans against a post, but she's wearing one of those jackets as well, starts looking at her nails, starts picking at it with like a way too big knife.
What kind of ground is this road made out of?
Asphalt, and you're currently on concrete sidewalk.
You can still work with concrete. Okay.
And the 60 cred, what, gets you out of my face?
The 60 cred shows you know how to pay proper respect.
And then when I walk a little further, what are you going to ask for then?
Listen. You look like you'll be a pain in my ass. So, I'm just gonna say this. You can pay the 60 cred and have it easy. Or, you can be on the run for the rest of your lives. I don't care either way. That's new. Yeah.
So, do you actually know what goes on in these streets then?
Oh, if you're looking for information, it's gonna cost a little more.
Obviously. I heard perhaps one of your own came to an unfortunate demise. 6
Breakers.
foot tall individual.
Every breaker knows what happens on these streets.
Sliced in half is a bit much, don't you think?
That a threat?
No. I would like to know who did the slicing.
That's gonna cost a lot.
What is a lot?
3,000.
Do you actually know what they were doing here in the neighborhood? Because I know where they came out from. I know where they did business. So I could go in there and ask them.
If you know whether they did business, then why do you need to ask?
It's always nice to have a little bit more information.
Like I said, that's an expensive prospect. And I haven't seen a dime yet.
Want to know why they were here?
No. This isn't a trade.
I would like to know what I'm purchasing.
$60 cred right now. Then we can keep talking.
Fine. I head over the 60 cred.
The girl who was doing her nails with the knife puts the knife away and comes around and stands next to him. She says, like, "How much did you tell them?" He said, "I told them 1,000 for the information." She goes,
I look at her.
"It seems like she's the one that knows this information." Suddenly,
Mm-hmm. Which of you knows it?
listen, you're talking to me.
And the price you just quoted, so it's that price now?
Yep. What I told you before is exactly the same price.
What am I purchasing?
Listen, you told me you wanted information. You are acting like you already know that information, so I don't know what you need to buy. You know it or you don't. I'm more than happy to take the credit off you and tell you what I know. Because it seems like you already know it.
So 1,000.
For her.
Fine.
All right, my cut. Dramatic pause.
Well, if I'm giving her 1,000, why do I need to give you anything?
Because you want this information and you want it to be reliable. If it comes from me, you'll know it'll be reliable. She'll probably lie to you. She just smirks. It's called a power structure. Have you heard of triangles?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I'm a little higher up on the triangle.
So you're telling me I give her 1,000, I get lackluster information. I give you 3, I get the real deal. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm a being of my word.
Fine. No 1,000 to her, 3,000 to him.
Okay. He takes it and smirks. Mark it off if you are keeping track.
I know. Yeah.
She touches the side of his head, and he projects from his eyes that same scene that Greek saw earlier. Except no psionics are used here. There's Tyrgix. There's a being next to Tyrgix that can best be described as a 5'9" suit of armor covered in weapons. Their back looks like a Casey Jones bag full of different weapons. They don't say anything. Tyrgix, the person that got cut in half was cursing at Tyrgix because Tyrgix didn't pay. And then the suit of armor just walks up and literally pulls out a 2-handed greatsword of fine make and just severs them. There's clearly some magic to this weapon. As the person getting cut in half dies, they utter a curse which resonates with magic. It's hard to distinguish, but they say some magic words that don't seem to land on the being that cut them in half. None of you here have knowledge arcana, do you?
No. So the victim tried to do magic. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it
with
failed.
their dying breath, and it failed.
Okay. Does the suit of armor individual have any logos, any other distinguishing features, any?
The entire thing, the entire suit of armor has etched in it, the only distinguishing features etched into the chest looks to be a steel flame, like a fire made of steel is etched into their chest. Like that's their one logo. You also saw on the handle of the sword and on each of the weapons that they have attached to them. Except for two. Two of the weapons looked, let's say alien. A little weirder. You might know one of them as a Katani power blade, which is an Atlantean weapon. They go. He shuts his eyes and blinks them though. Says, now, that one is apparently called the Armory, or Armory. We didn't get the little one's name, but we've been instructed that we've been compensated. that doesn't mean I'm happy with it.
Who compensated you?
That's above my pay grade on the pyramid.
How many times were they here before?
3
So that was their third visit?
and final.
When were they here the first 2 times?
About 4 weeks ago, earlier this week, and then the other day.
Did they come here with anyone else?
The 2 of them. Once, the first time they came, they had a couple of, looked like skelebots or something with them. Some maybe generic skelebots that didn't move like robots.
Know what they were here for?
They all went the same place, and he nods over at help desk.
You know who dinged up their car?
That would have been me. First time they were here, they got a little aggressive. And those things picked a fight. But then the payment came through, and we were told to back down.
What would be the going rate to make that seem to be compensation? Ballpark.
Too damn cheap. But I don't think it was a physical price.
You don't think it was money?
I got a small cut of money. But the boss didn't seem happy with the deal, but took it anyway. And that's rare. Now, I'm going to tell you, help desk is paid up. If you still plan on going in there, don't let it bleed onto the street. Or else the street will make you bleed. He says, trying to look cool.
What do you know about what happened at the club?
Some rich asshole got his head caved in with, or chest caved in. I don't know. Wasn't paying attention.
So the boss doesn't mind when professionals.
That's not exactly in our territory. Also, the club's paid up. It was outside the club.
So a lot of people got a lot of money for this.
Must be nice. Rest of us just gotta know what we're worth.
True. I look at Greeks. Anything else?
I turn my head and whisper, "You want to talk to the boss?"
What would it take to talk to your boss?
What do you have to offer the boss?
I do have a certain set of skills.
I don't know if you've noticed, but skills ain't too expensive around here. You want to leave a card?
I don't leave cards.
The girl goes, you just leave bodies. We get it. He goes, easy. She paid.
Oh.
Now, you're good for today in my territory. You got something else you need? Find someone else to do it.
Well, thank you for your time.
He says, smell you later, and turns around, starts walking away.
Jetta leans over to Freya. Are you happy with the information you've gathered, or was that price too steep?
As Jetta turns, she sees the invisibility drop on the guy that was on the third guy, who was a bit back from the group.
Mm-hmm.
Just you watch as the invisibility drops, and he just turns and walks away, like walks back up the alley he was next to.
Mm-hmm.
Greeks, your, I don't know what to call him. Friend? He's not your friend, correct?
No, definitely not.
Well, now we know what the big black blob is. We know what we're up against.
Yeah.
We have too many eyes to do anything else here. I think the others need to know that we are up against a wall that is built with a lot of credits. And yeah.
Jetta looks for the wall briefly. I saw you do that. So. Greeks, as you look around, you notice there are a couple of cameras about. Most of them are on help desk's building, and it doesn't take you much to figure out that there is also gun turrets built into some of the windows on that building.
Does that building look newer than the surrounding buildings?
No, but that's part of how you can tell that there's been a couple of newer pieces added. Some of the pieces of the outside have been altered and then made to look a little older.
I would like to just, since we've paid our price, just like keep walking and see what the building, like what the building is like and what's around there. Since we've paid.
A number of like doctors' offices are listed. Freya, you know that several of those are the names of legitimate doctors where you can receive cybernetic upgrades from, let's say, pre-owned parts. It's a bit of a body shop up there. But the first floor is owned entirely by Help Desk Logistics. All right. Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a front door, a back door. It looks to be some kind of storm cellar, which is heavily protected.
This place seems to be more protected than the One Truth Network.
Yep.
Yeah, there's only 3 of us. And there are gun turrets. There were gun turrets at the One Truth Network.
Again.
Yeah. Yeah. This is...
The door does not seem to be locked, though. I mean, you could go up and pull on it if you wanted. There is a little sign that says open.
Why not?
I'm gonna go up and touch it and do like it's wrong building and walk away. But when I touch it, I'm gonna do read object on it on the door.
This door. Okay, so make your percentage roll.
39.
39?
Yeah.
Okay. This door has been opened by many a terrified hand. Also, many a bloody, like metaphysically bloody, but not physically bloody hand. And at one point very recently, this door was opened by a big gauntlet that you can't make out because it is just fuzz around that gauntlet. A number of people, as well as the 4-foot-tall old woman that opens the building every morning. You get the strongest impression of her. She was always the first one in through that door and then sometimes people come in late at night, but otherwise she's there for, it seems to be 15 hours a day.
I would like to go in just to make sure Freya doesn't know anyone there.
There's a little bell.
Mm-hmm.
As you come in, and behind what looks to be an old bank teller counter, with the security glass like knocked out of it, is this 4-foot-tall, white curly-haired, wearing a flower print dress that is definitely old. She goes, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I was inquiring about the services offered here.
Any services in particular?
I have a problem I would like erased.
Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Bipedal.
The question stands. I myself know quite a few bipedal minerals.
Vegetable.
You want us to kill a plant?
No.
What's your reference code?
Do I have something like that?
You have had reference codes in the past.
Yes.
A reference code would be a, hey, this person's cool, but you don't know if yours is still active.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to make up what it would have been. And if you take a moment to think of it, her hand opens into a small glowing cannon. It says, reference code. And that's where we're going to take our break.
But you know, that escalated real quickly.
Why do I picture Betty White?
Can her weapon be called the Granny Cannon?
Yeah.
I
Well,
kinda
no, the
love
Granny
that.
Canyon would be a cannon that shoots grannies.
That is better.
Yeah.
That is better.
This is Granny's cannon.
Like the sun launcher in Fallout 4.
That launches the suns.
My.
Yes.
It launches your child over and over again.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway.
All
All right, everybody.
Yeah, we're going to head to break. Will be about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you get up, get water, do all the things, stretch, and enjoy the art of music. We'll be back. And we are back. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So the group had split into pairs. Peppermint and Kid had gone and talked to the Cyber Knight, Sir Vasquez Delflor? Laflor. Or it would be Leflor. I don't know French. Anyway, they had a conversation with him, and then the group came, and the rest of the group came down a rough street looking for Help Desk Logistics, a place where they suspect a murderer was hired, and paid a member of the Breakers for information regarding the being that was tagging along with Tiergix, and got that information. Now, in Help Desk, Freya was seeing what it would take to hire somebody, and then when asked for a reference code, paused a moment before the old woman pulled her hand cannon, by which I mean her hand turned into a cannon.
Okay.
Fitting. Very fitting.
The scene opens with her still pointing that cannon back on you.
Mistletoe blooms best under the Christmas moon.
The cannon winds down. I can put you in touch with a specialist in a week.
A week? Nothing sooner?
There's an expedited rate available.
And what's that rate?
3.2.
Well, then I guess I'll have to wait a week.
Target's name.
Oh. May I game pause for a moment?
Yeah, take a moment if you need. We'll cut to outside.
Mhm.
Outside on the street, the Breakers are not within line of sight, but you can imagine that they're not far. Greeks, you're standing there. Jetta, you're out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
What are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna use present sense.
You pop your presence sense. There's a lot of people on this block. You get a couple of mid to low power mages or magic users. You get a number of low level psychics. You get one interdimensional kind of entity that you can't exactly pin down, but seems to be in a building kind of across the street. And has, like, if you try to focus on it, it hurts your brain a little and gets weirdly psychedelic.
Ooh. What about in the building, the help desk building?
There are very few people in that building. There's Freya. There's a couple of weak energy, like weak life signatures, but there doesn't seem to be any super natural things in there. And you don't have the kind of presence sense that gives you a lot of detail. I think only
Okay.
one specific subclass gets that. Freya, you see two kids run down the street. One of them's throwing rocks at the other kid. The other kid looks like they're running way faster.
Can I see those kids too, right?
Yeah, everyone sees them.
Does it look like the one is bullying the other, or is it like a get off my lawn kind of like thing?
Both
Who
of
seems
them
to be
look
the
like they're running
antagonizer?
very fast, but the slightly older little girl that's getting rocks thrown at her is faster.
Who seems to be the aggressor though? Like I
One
know
of them is throwing rocks and one of them is running.
well, yeah, I know, but sometimes the person deserves it. Does it look like that kind of a thing?
It's hard to tell. The little boy is yelling in French. Do you speak Euro?
I speak Spanish. I read native, and I got some fairy. I got
Nope.
some fairy
Uh,
vocabulary.
You pick up on what you know is cursing,
Gotcha.
but you don't know French. So
I don't want to use. I do. I want to take. Know what it would be. I think it would be wind lift for this one, but I just want to when he throws a rock, I just want it to go like this and right back and hit him back.
okay, you do that.
Yeah.
Kid throws the rock. It goes flying back in his face, catches him right in the forehead, and knocks him down. The little girl takes this chance and just books harder, like books even harder, and gets around the corner.
I'm gonna go over to the little boy. And help him up.
He doesn't take your hand. He scowls at you, curses in French. Do you say anything?
Do you speak anything other than that language?
We.
Do you mind if I ask what happened?
She's a thief.
Ah, what did she take?
She took my father's pistol.
Oh. Did it mean a lot? Or she kind of looks around the town. Did it mean a lot?
It's a pistol. It's expensive.
Oh. Do you need it to sell to survive?
No,
Oh. Interesting.
I'm not selling it to you.
Oh, I do not
She
need it.
stole it.
I was merely seeing if you needed help.
Find me my pistol.
Unfortunately, I cannot help. I apologize.
He curses.
That is fair. And she'll walk away.
The kid turns around, picks up a rock, like throws it, and then like ready to dodge it. But nothing happens. Back inside. Are you ready, Freya?
Yes.
All right. Who is your target?
I only know her as Datura.
An expensive proposition.
Yes.
But not impossible. For a further conversation, 500,000. In 1 week.
Well, thank you for your time.
Have a lovely day.
And she will leave.
If I'm remembering correctly, Datura was the
It's her original name. She just put a hit out on herself.
no, she potentially put a hit out on herself.
Yes, she potentially did. She had to give a name, and she didn't want to. For a moment, Krogerhead Kid came in, but she didn't want to, do that to him.
Accidentally murdered kid.
Yeah, accidentally. Oops.
My head jumped right to Kid accidentally defeating and dodging a whole bunch of hitmen, completely unaware that he's being hunted by hitmen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
ooh, piece of candy, and a guy fucking
Right.
dives into traffic, and he's just like, oh my goodness, that guy died.
Sort of like
Mr. McDoing.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil when they.
Yes, holy
Yeah, and you
shit. The
You
guy
have like a
jumps
whole
right into
pile
the
of
wood
people
chipper.
behind you. Jenna just walks by. Are you okay? Yeah, no, what? Oh. What?
He just jumped headlong into the wood chipper. Why? I don't
Yeah,
know.
but she's like, oh, he's not ready for that type of thing.
No.
So
No.
so she did that.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he has enough on his plate right
But now she knows like the going rates and the code
Well,
still works,
what
which is
you
great.
did, the code still acts as a reference code.
Yeah.
Though you then named someone from that organization.
Yep.
Which is probably going to jack up the price.
Yes.
So you think if you had named someone less, important or dangerous.
Right.
But in order for a
keep it-
dangerous target, it's
Yeah.
$500,000 to talk.
Yeah. To talk. So we need to know how much money we're dealing with.
A lot.
Yeah, so this is going to give Freya an idea of just how tall that wall of money is that we're up against.
Yep. When you were in your past, there was not a lot of cyborgs in your, let's say, group.
Yeah.
But there was one or two, and they were considering more. Greeks, you've got a moment. Do you connect the string to the city's Wi-Fi?
Oh yeah, I thought that I did that last night.
Oh, yeah, you did do that last night, and then I thought you meant you connect David to the thing. Instead, the Deva key glows dimly. But there is a message for you when you can see it.
What does it say?
The message shows basically Deva comes up and says, all right, so here's what we've got. And then a bunch of files open, including an email that is written in a code that is basically unbreakable. But this one has been broken and translates for a payment order for the death of that person. I've forgotten the name of the Glitterbrook pilot. Is Guillermo Tournier. And the person taking the thing is Wallflower. Their handle is Wallflower. And the reference code is Group 14395. It is not something that Greeks would find of note, but Freya would.
Okay.
The money was being held in a what do you call it? Not offshore, but a holding account in the Central Bank of Free Quebec, which could be anonymously be accessed, and the money was released the day of the shooting. It was a payment of 2 million credits to Wallflower.
I'm gonna show Freya this after we're away from the building a bit. Just not gonna show her like right in front of the building.
Yeah. You guys walk down the street a bit. Greek shows Freya. That happens.
And I know. Do I know who Wallflower is, or would I know Wallflower's new?
You would know that there was no one you were aware of named Wallflower,
Okay.
but it was a very segmented organization.
Yes.
Um,
Do I recognize the group number?
the group number is not your group's number, but the fact that group is in there indicates that it was the group.
Ah. Okay, wow, this is. Well, we have a lot to talk about.
All right.
Is
Everybody-
Freya showing recognition of this on her face?
I'll say more than she intends.
Yeah, I think we all need to have a lunch meeting and see what Peppermint and Kid they got anywhere.
All right. And you are not accosted as you are leaving since you paid your 60 credits. You all meet back up. One presumes at Nature Spirits, as it is the background setting that we have used several times, and no one has to build a new set for it. Yeah.
Peppermint is going to call Ivy.
You know how to get a relay to your old flame, we'll say, and Esme picks up and goes, oh, Peppermint, yeah, your sister's here.
Sorry about that. It didn't have a lot of options, but things are better now. She can come back.
You sure?
Yes, she does need to stop and have a conversation with Sir Velazquez, but everything's good.
Okay, so security forces are no longer after?
We'll be taking care of that. But she should be careful.
How about I just put her on?
Yeah, that would be easier. That would.
It's for you, blah, blah, blah. Hey, sis, what's up?
Hi. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
as long as you're careful, you should be good to come back. But you do need to stop and have a conversation with Sir Velazquez.
Oh, no, thank you.
I know you don't like to, but he wants to talk to you before, like, everything's smoothed over, but he wants to talk to you.
Oh, I'm sure he wants to talk to me about a lot of stuff. Like, thank you. I do appreciate you convincing him that I'm not a murderer, because that would be a lot harder. But he probably wants to talk to me about, people stealing things or selling stolen things or invading his search history.
Why would you be in his search history?
Because he used the same password for 2 different things.
That doesn't. That's not a reason. That's how you got in.
And yeah,
And never mind. Just be careful. Come back in, and you can come back in. Unless you're good where you are.
That baby cries all the time. Do you know how often babies cry?
I have a vague idea of that, yes.
You would, yeah. Sorry. But it's still a lot. It's more than I thought it was going to be. And if you're an adult that's just standing there, sometimes someone will just put a baby in your arms and go to bed. They'll just fall asleep. And you're standing there with a baby. And it's a cute baby.
Yes.
But then you just stand there with a baby. But also, like, you don't want to get shot by security forces.
Yeah.
I still think I'm going to go elsewhere.
Okay.
I think this was personal. Do you think it was tied into, let's say, a communal activity that I've been engaged in?
I mean, we haven't really found any evidence of that. But anything's possible.
No evidence of that at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So, like, I shouldn't call a meeting, let everybody know that we need a more, let's say, vigilance?
I mean, that's a decision up to you. But, again, I haven't seen any evidence of that myself.
Alright, I'm gonna stay here for one more night.
Okay.
And then I'm probably gonna go somewhere different.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestions on a nice place to get away from it all? A lovely vacation spot? Where nobody knows your name?
I mean, Dwemer is pretty cool. You would like Dwemer.
I've been. I don't have too many enemies there. And there was a cute mechanic's daughter. Still think the son was hunkier, but he's dead.
Okay.
Anyway.
Have fun. Stay out of trouble if you can.
I think that's not a bad idea, sis. I think you've been getting into a lot of it lately.
You're not wrong, unfortunately. You're not wrong.
I don't think this universe can handle 2 of us causing trouble at once.
That's, an astute observation.
Look at you with your big words. I love you.
Love you too, sis.
Tell Mom I'll call.
Yep, will do.
And when she rolls her eyes, tell her no, really, I'll call.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
She hangs up on me.
And then Peppermint will go over and rejoin the group.
All right. Everybody relays the information unless they want to hold something back. No? Okay.
I'd like to tell about the child. Also, just so that I have 2 cents to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freya phrases it as, so we are up against a lot of money. The club has been paid up. We found out who did the slicing. We have a description. That was in Breaker territory. The Breakers have been paid up. I actually went into help desk to hire, inquire about their services. I had to give them a name. Don't worry, kid, it wasn't you.
Okay.
I technically put a hit out on myself. So just
you paid an assassin to kill you?
To
Seems
talk
quite
about it.
counterproductive.
No, to talk about it. So just to talk about it is 500,000 credits. And if they paid
It's not even,
if they paid 2 million credits to this wallflower just for the job, and considering everything, this is a lot of money to kill one person, to set up one person.
well,
A lot of money to spare.
well, if it's all to set up Peppermint's sister, why wouldn't they?
I mean,
Peppermint,
here's
is your
the-
sister hard to kill?
no,
Like, is your sister hard to like find and like kill? Would people have a difficult time doing that? I assume people have tried to kill your sister before, right, Peppermint?
I mean, she's definitely pissed off some people in the past that wanted to kill her, yes.
Because my thought is they're probably just trying to get her out of the way because she's part of the super secret super friend club, the Drowning Murder Man Club.
Have we found any evidence that any of this is related to that, though?
Well, you said that they when you
Well-
asked that guy, he mentioned the Skelelots that weren't Skelelots, and that kind of sounds like the Hounds. I mean, Hounds kind of look like, I thought they were like robot people at first too, but they're not.
We can be assured of one thing, though.
Mm.
Even though money may be on the outside of this, there is always worth something worth more than money, something more valuable than money, and I feel that is what we need to find. I would not be so caught up in the money. It has never done me harm. It may be good to find.
So, yeah. If we go back to then, so we learned Ivy was part of it. The man who drowned, I knew.
A
Who was,
member of the group and
who-
a professional trader.
yes, member of the group, professional trader. So he's dead.
What did
Ivy-
he trade in?
Traitor.
Not
Yeah,
Loyalty.
what did he?
Yeah. That was
Oh,
his
like
thing.
he was a professional betrayer?
Yes,
Yep.
Why would anyone work with him after the first time?
because he was that good.
Wow, that is good.
And for
This
him
is
to
something
get
we will need to talk about because I have
He-
no idea what you mean.
so for him to get caught, I think he would have got slapped. Greeks, have you heard from your friend who you met at the dinner table?
I don't think you spoke to
I
that
think
guy.
Did you run into them again? Did you? Were they in Merktown when you went?
Yeah.
Kind of
they
feel
hook you
like
up?
they were.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
I think they hooked you up with the person who sold you Bomb Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And that
dog.
was a while ago.
Yeah, months and months.
Have you heard of them? Have you heard from them since then?
Well, it's been at least 6 months
No,
because you were on another planet for 6 months.
yeah. Haven't heard from them since then, and
Do you have a way of
A message could be relayed through a series of not dead drops, but info drops. Like when someone with the information from this server travels somewhere close to another server, then it would change. It's not reliable, but you could potentially get a message to them. But the
Maybe I
person you
can-
would expect to be best at doing that is Ivy. That's kind of Ivy's job.
and since they know each other, but yeah, so I can get a message to him through Ivy.
do you think Ivy would be willing to do that, Peppermint?
It's possible. She's only going to be around here for another night, and then she's going to skedaddle.
Because yeah, because if they're going to the pit, that's where that started. That's where the dinner happened.
And that's where 2 members of the committee
Community are.
are.
Is there any way? Are the more? It was the more heads,
More heads,
correct? Yeah. Are they like known well enough? Like if we checked basic news, if they were
They are pillars of the community in the pit.
yes.
Basic news in Free Quebec, no. If
No.
you want to find out, you're probably going to have to pay someone for that information, but you could have that information today.
How much would that be?
That would not be expensive, especially with your connections with Esme and even your
Yeah.
sister. That will only cost you 100 creds to get today's headlines from the pit.
Okay.
I've got a few pots and pans worth that much.
So, do you pay it?
I will. We
Okay.
can settle up money later.
Yeah.
Freya's just going to pay it right now.
It takes about a half hour before a message comes back through black market channels that the Moorheads have been. They were big opera buffs. Like they were the main sponsors of the Pittsburgh Opera or Orchestra, I believe. I think it was the orchestra. They did not attend the last performance, which was abnormal. But they put out a message saying that they're looking forward to the next performance. It was a video message. Every indication is that they are alive, and we'll be able to confirm tomorrow if he visits the factory as expected.
What about the sun? Any news about the sun?
The Suns Club had a small fire the other day, but no one was injured. And no one's able to assign blame yet, but the Sun's looking for someone to blame.
Given the distance between Old Bones and the pit, is it possible for them to already be there?
Yes.
Okay.
So what
Yeah.
leads are you going to follow up on, and how are you going to follow up on? Or are you still processing? Does anyone need anything anyone's not clear on? Anything I can clarify, or how you might try to clarify it?
I could only think that we're gonna go to the pit. I can't think of anywhere else to go.
I want to monitor the pit situation before we decide to go.
Yeah, the contact can reliably get you a message a day with updates on those topics.
And then, Greeks, I really would like to know about your friend.
Oh, I feel like I told you. Oh no. Oh, Riley, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You can put out a message, it'll probably be there in a day or two. But that's all the way down in Merktown.
Do it.
Also, can we look for like the Steel Flame logo, if that means anything?
Oh yeah, would I recognize that?
Yeah, I was about to ask Kid about that.
Because is that a blacksmith's mark, like a?
It is absolutely a blacksmith's mark.
Aha! Am I aware of that particular blacksmith's work? I imagine when Kid was studying up, he really made smithing his life, so he probably wanted to study and learn other people's techniques, even if it was just in books or whatever, whatever.
The Kid was not there to see the thing itself.
Mm-mm.
And you weren't given video.
If described to me, do you think I'd be able to figure it out with
It is definitely a blacksmith's mark. Give me a roll on your blacksmithing.
I was hoping you'd say that. It's what I'm good at. Oh boy.
Sometimes Kevin's nice.
I haven't.
And I make hints tie into the things you're good at.
Sometimes Kevin is nice. This is a D8. This is the 2. Here we go. I got a 63 out of 77.
All right, so you are not familiar with that specific mark, but it does seem dwarven. You get the impression that it's dwarven. And does Kid have a like a sketchbook?
Sure.
Has Kid had that sketchbook a long time?
Yeah.
All right. You go back and you open your sketchbook to when you were first designing the Lotus Fire logo.
Okay.
And when you were trying to get the fire part, at one point you drew a logo that looks kind of similar to what this was.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like mirrored. And you didn't like the way it looked with the flower. And you moved on to your next idea. But it was a small sketch that you kind of crossed out. Moved on. So it's probably definitely Dwarven inspired.
Okay, so this is like a Dwarven flame kind of design that has been used in other Dwarven works.
Not specifically, but that kind of motif.
Okay,
Kind of the way it's like angular at some points.
Yeah.
I'm bad at art. But if you
kind
saw
of
like your
you know,
logo,
they like swirl in squares and stuff.
Yeah.
With yeah.
Like if both things were done in a Celtic design.
Yes.
Neither of them are, but it's a Dwarven design.
Right. I get you. I do get what you mean. Now, was the guy who was wearing this a dwarf?
No, it was a 5'9" suit of armor. The reason why it's been like the black blob psychically is because it's a suit of armor with it's all weapons. There's like
was it guns and stuff?
There were no there was one pistol that you couldn't get a good look at.
Okay.
And then there was the one Atlantean the Katani power or Katani weapon, and then the rest were all two-handed melee.
Yeah.
In my work with Wenra in creating things, I knew that she could imbue things with incredible magic.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever heard of something where a suit of armor could do what that did? or does that seem like it's more like a psychic did that?
So, what's
Because-
your IQ?
let's take a look.
Let's take a look at your IQ.
Let's take a look at kids' IQ. Yeah. It can't be bad. Hey Kevin, it's a solid 11.
That's not bad. That's
Oh, good. Okay,
That's
I'm
not
in double
bad.
digits. I'm in double digits.
so you do know you've heard of animated armor.
Mhm.
There is the automatons from Dwemer.
Okay.
Those are incredibly magically endowed, kind of like suits of armor.
I mean, they were invisible, weren't they?
So, there is one that is invisible, made of glass. The one that's invisible is made of glass. You spend enough time in Dwemer to get a sense of the different automatons.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they're called. But
Automatons.
my brain is skipping, and the book is very near me, but why bother looking it up? None of them seemed like this. The ones that tended to be big and bulky were big and bulky. This could have been a suit of armor that was enchanted, or it could be someone wearing enchanted armor. And magic being
Yeah.
imbued into it could cause magic things. You don't know magic.
All right, so
You know,
two things that I'm thinking.
Zarian was good against magic, but not like you didn't
I don't
know too
think
much
he-
about that.
I don't think that would have been him though, because that's a whole different suit.
Yeah,
Or that's
Zarian didn't
entirely
look like
different
that.
armor.
Zarian's taller. Zarian's like 5'9" in, flip flops.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking.
The boots do seem significant. Actually, with your blacksmithing roll, you realize that those boots are in fact making them look taller.
Could they be dwarven then?
They
Inside
could be
of that
dwarven.
suit. All right. In the pit, is there a? Did I meet any dwarves in the pit, or do I know of any dwarven forge masters in the pit?
All right, there were the nerd dwarves.
I remember them.
There was
But,
the giant forge.
Yeah.
But that didn't have any. It didn't. If it had a dwarf, it was not a forge master.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I don't think I mentioned any specifically.
All right. So here's what I think. I think inside that suit of armor, I think there is a dwarf. I think that they are wearing that to deceive people, to make it seem like they aren't a dwarf, because that's a dwarven design, and those boots are specifically designed to make you. They're like platform shoes, kind of. So like he's much shorter inside of that thing.
They're fighting in heels.
They're fighting in heels, essentially platform heels. So
We need
What
fan
I'm-
art of dwarfs fighting in heels, please.
so go boot dwarves.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking
I'm
is
afraid to Google.
if these two were going to the pit, right? This could either be from the pit, and there might be a dwarf forge master there who works in this kind of metal, and we can find him, or this was from Dwemer, because some of the automatons that were in Dwemer had all kinds of crazy abilities with their armor.
Well,
Remember
when
those,
I
like,
brought
future-
that up earlier, it was to kind of like cancel it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That
All
doesn't
right.
mean a magic suit of armor, but it's not one of the Dwemer automatons. You've heard of, like the Edward Elric's brother.
Yeah,
Name I'm blanking on, kind of armor.
Alphonse.
Alphonse Elric,
How
kind of
dare
armor.
you? How dare you?
Listen, last
sweetest-
time I watched that
sweetest
show,
boy.
Brotherhood didn't exist. All right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, so then I'm thinking the pit. There must be a forge master or a group of dwarves in the pit who work metal like this and brand their work.
Well, that's not necessarily true. That's where they're headed.
That's where they're going.
Well, then I don't know why you were telling me about Dwemer. Then where's this from? We still don't know who made this thing.
No,
Yeah, we
Oh,
were asking
shit, I
you
thought
to
you
see
were-
if you knew.
I thought you were trying
Yeah.
to tell me where it was made from.
no, we're asking you if you recognized it. So
Oh shit! Then all I know is
The
that a dwarf
reason
made
why
it, and it's a dwarf inside the suit.
because the reason why I want to keep tabs on the pit is that if the dinner party members are being targeted, then the Moorheads would be next, and that's why I'm asking Greeks about his friend.
That's why I think that this has to do with the Nightman. I mean, weren't they fighting the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes, the conspiracy was very anti-Night Lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the
And
Night
had
Lords
been
probably
infiltrated.
have the Night Lords can probably get their hands on a lot of money.
Well, here's
want
the
to.
flow of logic. Someone infiltrated that group. That group opposed the Night Lords. I don't think it's much of a leap to say that the Night Lords got at least something out of it.
Either way, I think our next stop is the pit. I think we need to go back.
Didn't that one man in the
You
street
should.
say something about not possibly being paid in full physical payment?
Yeah, like not money. Like they were paid in some other way.
This is
Yeah,
something
that
Peppermint would know, especially since it's come to light that the head
That's
of
a good
Breakers is a
point.
shifter.
What?
If you wanted to pay the head of the Breakers and they are a shifter, probably not just asking for mere money.
They want rollerblades. Fancy rollerblades.
Very specific rollerblades that probably have magic powers now.
Stickers and stuff on them.
Googly eyes. Them puff stickers.
Oh, remember our big cool van? Oh,
Yeah, with all
okay,
the Lisa
stop.
Frank
All right,
stickers
sorry.
on it.
What
I'm
would
sorry.
No.
let's focus. What would Peppermint know? Sorry, come on. What would
Sorry.
Peppermint know?
About what a shifter wants?
Yeah.
Give me a lore
What?
magic.
$47 out of 50.
All right, shifters trade in interdimensional beings. They might want something to help them summon something new. They might want a new pet. They might want a new like thing they control. They might want any number of magic items. They can travel dimensionally. So something for that. Yeah, shifters with money use it to buy magic, or like more magic, or so it's a good chance that someone paid them in either a favor or a summoned creature. If you found out what they were paid in, it might be an indication of what they got or who made that payment.
So he
I
would
did.
A new pet, a summoned
new
creature.
pet, yeah.
I did sense something interdimensional, but it was couldn't get a really good idea of what it was.
That does change our list of suspects then, though. It may not just be money. Someone rich.
So what are you currently thinking?
Wasn't your that trip Greeks your Turgits guy? Turgits?
Tier Gix.
Here,
Tier
Here
Gits.
Gix.
Okay. Did we see him somewhere before with someone associated with, because he popped up, did he pop up in Dwemer?
There was evidence of him in Dwemer, and there was evidence of him somewhere
Charleston.
else. Charleston.
In Charleston.
Yeah.
Which
seems,
is
it seems like Tyrgix is always like a few days or a week ahead of us. Like we'll get to a location and then he's already been there. So if we want to go to Pittsburgh, we should go as soon as possible to intercept him
So,
or go to Merktown if we think that they are killing off that group. Then
how would Tyr get involved with the night people? That could he think that they could provide a way home? Because you seem to.
All right. Now, it does seem that Tyrgix might be involved with these individuals. You look at the conspiracy, and someone is attacking one of their members, and some information got leaked from them. Going to the pit does seem like a good thing to do. But that doesn't fix Ivy's problems. There's still an assassin out there that used Ivy's face. I don't know what I'm going to say this. What you've done so far is not enough to make Free Quebec welcome Ivy back.
No.
It's very likely that might be, she might be a persona, a person who they blame it on anyway, despite the truth, because the One Truth Network has one truth, and it's whatever they say it is.
Well,
no,
I mean, we
there was
don't know
one
where
thing.
Go on.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we don't know where this assassin is, so.
Well, there was one thing I wanted to do. I forgot to do last night. That I'll do now was to use clairvoyance on the assassin to see if they're still in town.
Well, now that you know the assassin's name,
Mm-hmm.
before doing clairvoyance on a person you saw in a picture would have a slim chance of working. Now, you do clairvoyance.
We got their name?
Their
When did we get their name?
Yeah, their name's
Their
Wallflower.
Their
handle is
Wallflower.
Wallflower.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Oh, did you get that from the biker guy? The sparkly jacket guy?
No,
No.
Oh,
got it from
shit.
the God string.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um.
so give me the roll. What's your roll on your clairvoyance?
47.
47's good. Wallflower is currently asleep. They are sleeping in a apartment that looks very nice, but very bland. There are very few things to denote it. As you describe what seems to be the most plain vanilla indescript department in the world, you see a table of flowers in there. And when you describe the table of flowers, Freya knows where that apartment is. It's in the building, not connected to, but 2 buildings away from the poison pill. They, like, by not connected, I mean the buildings don't appear to be touching. But there's a way to get from one to the other without hitting the street. There's a building in between, like building A, B, C. A is the poison pill. They're in building C.
Oh, that's where they are.
Come out of my trance. Was that helpful?
I know where that is.
Then that seems to be quite helpful, yes. Shall we leave tonight or get a good night's sleep first? I myself am ready to leave tonight if needed. Truth be told, I do not like it here. At all, whatsoever. I would like to leave.
Would I know how to get in?
Yep. You do know that there will be a series of codes you would have to punch in, and you no longer know those codes. You punch them into computers, though.
Yeah, Greeks.
Yeah, I would need the new codes, Greeks. I know exactly how to get in there.
So are we gonna go in and ask this person a bunch of questions with punching?
Like capture him, take him to
Oh, no.
no, not
You
the
don't.
Vasquez yet?
This. Remember how I said I was raised by a not so good group of people,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a former name and everything? These are the people.
So they're really tough.
Yes.
Let's go get the Cyber Knight.
No.
Why not?
But if they're your family, should you not be able to reason with them?
They're not family, Jed.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the.
If they raised you, then you are
I
family.
was raised by a group of assassins. That's what I did when I was a kid.
That is unfortunate.
Yes. They've been here for a very long time.
So are there a lot of them in there?
It's
Yes.
unlikely that there are a lot of them in there.
In here. We don't cluster.
Well, I still don't see why we wouldn't go to the Cyber Knight. I mean, this is what he was after the whole time, right? All we have to say is, don't kill him when we get in there, and then.
Kid. He would know. And he would know he can't do anything.
And Freya, one thing you haven't thought about is when you would have been confronted, if this was you, you would have had a way to make it sure that you never spoke again. Also, you don't have a nuclear reactor in your chest.
No. No. They're going to self-detonate. We don't talk. There's a reason why I'm missing teeth.
You're missing teeth?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice.
They put stuff in you. It took a very long time for me to get out. I can't believe, I'm here. And I also put a hit on my own self, so I'm sure that's going to be raising some interesting flags. So, kid, this is not simple. This is not simple, kid.
Okay, but it's not impossible. So
Just
let's
have to
figure
get
out.
a confession before.
There is no
They blow up.
confession. You don't go up against a decades-old organization like this.
Well, we have to.
I have an idea, and it may be far-fetched.
What, Jenna? Go ahead.
They were to kill a certain person, correct?
And they did.
They did, yep.
What if we planted substantial disbelief? Would they come out?
No, the person is verified dead. And the payment's been made.
Well,
Yeah.
is that possible? I mean, this is Rifts. Or this is whatever. This is Earth, you know? I mean,
it be a
anything is possible with the magic. I mean, what what if they did do that, and then the radio people got a hold of that news, and then the radio people start panicking about it, and then they start telling the assassins, and then the assassins are like, we do our job good, so then they're going to try to definitely go for him. I kind of like that idea.
You want to
Pretend he's alive.
pretend he's alive.
Pretend he's alive. And then they'll go to try to kill him again, right? Because you're saying that they're the best of the best, so they probably care a lot about their reputation. So they would at least go and check. You know, even if they don't believe it, they'd probably be like, well, what is that, right?
For some odd reason, this plan does not seem as crazy when coming from Kid.
Oh, it didn't come
Thank
crazy
you.
coming from you. It did come.
Yeah, it did sound. It sounded good.
How do we
Yeah.
resurrect?
Yeah.
How do we resurrect him?
How do we fake a?
Easy.
Well,
Peppermint knows,
Peppermint.
and I just point to Peppermint. Peppermint, how do we raise people from the dead? Come on, we have like one day.
I mean, I'm not a necromancer, and he's been dead too long for me to try to save him.
has he? Yeah, he probably has.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because the one spell I have that
Ooh.
can bring someone back from the dead, it's within like the first 3 hours or something.
Can a necromancer make him dance with his bones inside of his body?
Does it even have to be him specifically?
Oh,
What about his suit?
well, I think it would be much easier to disguise someone as him than it would be
Could-
to bring him back to life.
Well,
Could
this guy's
Ivy-
kid, it was Kid's
Could-
idea.
Could Greeks or Ivy start maybe a fake social imprint for him that maybe he went underground because he knew he was being threatened and
He
my
faked
poor
his own
my
death.
poor body double or something?
Or
Um,
his
Okay,
clone?
hold on.
You want a National Enquirer this, and I'm here
Okay.
for
I was
it.
gonna- I was going to say the other thing is it once Teresa's back, it means she could theoretically make herself look like him, right? She is a shapeshifter.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if she
And then be seen around town a couple of times.
She's also really tough. So if these people go after her, she could probably take a hit or two, but in time for us to get to her and help her.
Jetta, can she actually change her complete physical form to look like someone else? I mean, I've seen her change her skin color and her hair color, but I haven't seen her do that.
I mean, would I know?
Jetta knows
Pretty
that her
sure.
shape-shifting abilities are quite prolific.
That's what I thought. If one were to ask her very nicely, possibly with some candy or something attached, I'm sure she would have no problem.
We got fudge.
But I will also say this. I do not want her in harm's way because then I wouldn't have issue.
I'm not proposing that she run around full time. Just
You just want to
Strategic-
Elvis isn't dead.
yeah, I
Yes,
just want to.
that's
I
exactly
want
it.
people. I want people to see him a couple times.
We're
and-
creating a conspiracy.
I am sure
Right.
she will have fun with this, yes.
Yeah. What about have her disguised as him and
Yeah.
have him climbing out or getting out of or getting into his glitter boy.
Is there any way we can try a
Ooh.
transactional, maybe somehow? I don't know what Greeks and
There
I
is
know.
a possibility we could have him being seen coming in and out of a sewer or something of that nature to where he may have faked his own death and accidentally made himself seen. That way, it would not be far-fetched to not see him again.
Yeah, make it look like
Yeah.
he's trying to hide in the sewers or something.
Because then it may have seemed as he knew he had a hit out upon him. The hit happened.
And
Was that
here's,
him?
here's the question: you are capable of accomplishing this. What is the end goal there?
Surprise
To
the
draw
assassin.
So
Yeah,
the
they're trying-
assassin comes out.
And then we go, surprise, tell us everything you know, but don't blow up yet.
yeah, that
Well, hold on. Wait. No. What is it inside of him? What was it inside of him, Freya?
Well,
Some sort of
a
Yeah.
nuclear thing?
Death
He's
is
a
inside
cyborg.
of him.
And he's a cyborg?
Yeah.
So he's
Great.
probably
Can't you,
got
like, reach in
some-
his brain and make him sit down or something?
Here's the thing about
not his,
cyborgs.
not his brain, but that's
Well,
gotta
can
be-
we hire
hard to do.
somebody who can?
Cyborgs are unhackable, and Freya would know that any cyborg in
Yeah.
her organization would have psionic resistant implants.
Yeah. That's not.
So shutting down the explosion could be difficult.
Yeah.
It's doable. Greeks might be able to do it, maybe.
I don't know. To me, sounds like shenanigans that can end in us learning a thing, and
But
then
what are you
maybe
trying to
also
get
a
out of it,
robot
though?
blowing
What
up.
are we?
I forgot. I
So
don't know.
Freya's just going to be like, okay, Jeddah, this is an interesting idea. But
I think you should
Peppermint, how
totally
does
do it.
this help Ivy? How does this help Ivy?
I mean, I just want to learn what who it like. I mean, catch, I guess, who it is that did this, but I don't know if we can even do that.
I mean, if we record them going after our fake target, then I think that can help Ivy. You'd be like, there he was, and then if he blows up, it's like, well, he's
Yeah,
definitely
but
guilty.
he'll
He blew himself
probably
up.
wear. Yeah, but they'll probably wear Ivy's face again.
Oh, then even better. Then we, peel it off or something.
But we already
If
have a
you're-
video of that. and
It's all
that's
just
not
beeswax
enough.
anyway.
All right.
If
So
your
what you're
guard
looking to
friend is
do?
there with us, and Ivy was in a position where we knew where she was, and there was proof that she was not there. If Ivy were to show her face again, it would be obviously not her.
Oh, and to bring actual Ivy, and then Ivy's like, you're an imposter.
I am unsure if actual Ivy will come if Guardman
so,
is also
I
there.
feel like,
At
I
Yeah,
feel
this
like
point-
we're
this is-
losing the.
We are
Teresa walks
losing.
in.
Yeah.
She goes, "Hi, everybody. You remember my friend?" And with her is the. I need to get that name better into my brain. In walking with Teresa is a man, or what is a being, I should say. They are non-binary, and they are wearing Groucho Marx glasses. Have a big nose as soon as this. I like what you've been saying. I can hear you a mile away.
I'm so happy.
And you know what? He's kind of got a plan.
I'm happy.
And that's
Oh my
where we will
God.
end. His name is Flord Bonificus Flampants.
Oh
Yes,
my
from
god.
the
No.
library.
Isn't he like
Bonificus
an?
Flampants.
I'm sorry. Isn't he like an obscure god?
No.
No, he's
Oh,
a
didn't
being
she
from
meet him in the-
Palladium.
Didn't she meet him in
Yeah.
the Garden of the Gods?
Yeah, she met him there.
But you say
Oh,
hi.
okay. I'm sorry.
He's
I
from
thought
the
he was like.
library
I thought
from
he was one of the
Palladium.
gods.
No.
Okay.
I mean, Greeks is carrying one of them with him.
What?
It's fine. You don't need to know. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
you know.
Don't worry about it, kid.
Well, if you really want to know, what you should do is watch the show.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you, everybody. We're gonna go around and do our outros. Hopefully, you can join us next week, and maybe a cyborg will explode.
Ooh.
Yo.
Fuck
Maybe-
that guy.
maybe
Let
Freya's-
him explode.
Maybe Freya will get assassinated by her former group. Who knows?
I thought you always said, well, maybe Freya explodes. I was like, no, let's not go there. Let's
And
not
then
go
you have to play.
Freya might explode. Who knows?
You have to play another character with a granny cannon.
So let's go around and do our outros. All right, starting with Peppermint. Nerdy Teddy.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy, and you can find me here a few times a week. Of course, for this game, on Thursdays I play After Image, and I run the Warehouse 15 game on Fridays, and Mondays you can find me over on the Bardic Knox channel playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have some games and stuff that I wrote, and you can find them through the link in the chat or just by going over to my Twitter bio, and the link is there as well. That's everything I got.
And Maxine.
Hi. My name is Maxine Bachman, also known as That Girl at That Place, and you can find me anywhere and everywhere at That Girl at That Place, except for Instagram, where I am Lady Skyburn. I am doing a lot of streaming this week, so check my my Twitter, and go ahead and answer those poll questions to see whether I'll be doing video games or really ridiculous makeup streams this week. I'd love your input. So I'll be streaming Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all starting at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and I hope to see you guys there.
All right, thank you so much. Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. You can find me on Twitter at @show_game. And yeah, I'm here trying to play Freya, who's trying not to freak out, but it's kind of freaking out. So yeah, join us next week.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair. That's fair.
And next week, we hope to have Kate back with us. And you can follow her Twitter at reverie_cutie. And Evan.
Hello, everybody. I'm Evan. I'm on the Twitter at EvanJennings64. Me and my girlfriend created a little Twitch thing you can watch on the Twitch called Couch Co-op, where we play video games and stuff. Sometimes we play them together. Sometimes she plays stuff. I think she's playing Legends of Mana right now because they just revamped the game and stuff. It's an old game.
Good game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's all hand drawn and stuff. It's pretty interesting. And then I hope this week we should play Batman. We're playing Batman Arkham City.
Oh, that's fun to watch you guys play.
Yeah. We
I'm
gotta get
highly
back to it.
entertained.
We've been working on the house, so we don't always be able to do it. But I'm hoping this week we can do it because I think it's gonna rain. So
all right.
Nonchalant shenanigans that happened during that game.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
I'm Ting. You can find me on Twitter at TingTut, and I'm here on Tuesdays.
All right, we appreciate it. All right, I am Kevin Myers. I've been your game boss. You can find me here on Thursday for the Calling All Heroes New Athenians. The game is, I think it's very, very good. It's been so much fun. And yeah, tune into that. You can find my wife's amazing knitwear designs at lattesandmamas.com. And Nerdy, do we have a raid?
Yep, we'll be raiding Ephemeral Forest.
All right. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.